Hey everyone, welcome back to DadCode. This is episode 5. If I'm talking a little quieter than usual today, it's because the house is finally quiet. My daughter just went down for a nap, and my son is down too. The poor guy is dealing with an ear infection, so send some good vibes his way. I was actually planning to dive into the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, project today, but honestly, with the kids down, I just want to keep it simple and tackle a fun learning problem. I'll do that later when I have time. It'll probably take about like 2 hours or so I might split it up into 2 different episodes. But it highlights, this project here highlights some really clean Python syntax that I think every developer should know, and there's some good learning lessons. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at bracket balancing. So here we have a string of brackets, right? So that's what we're going to be dealing with. You've probably seen maybe some solutions that might track left and right brackets separately using 2 different variables, or even a heavy stack data structure. I like using stacks actually, so that's why I thought of this problem. They're very useful in certain scenarios. And we're going to do a single counter today. And we're going to call it balance. And that's why our function today is going to be isBalanced. So let's get started. And cool. We'll create our function isBalanced. And this is an input string. So we'll get our attribute there. And here's what balance is. Balance equals 0. So what we're going to do is really try to find like an elegant way to loop. So we're going to do for I in input string balance plus equal 1. Else if I equals, oops, stupid. I need a conditional after that. Excuse me. So we need to get the actual bracket. There we go. Okay. Now balance plus equals 1. Else if I equals right bracket balance minus equals 1. So what this is going to do is basically balance out our counter, right? So if balance less than 0, meaning it's negative, return false. And then return balance equals 0. Basically, at the very end, the balance must be equal to 0, and that's our balance return, which basically means is a conditional in itself. Yeah, so it's pretty elegant. We loop through the string, adjust our counter. We constantly are trying to guard against negatives here, but I want to call pro tip here, as I mentioned, it's this return balance equals 0. So basically, if you're a beginner, and who knows who's watching this, you might be tempted to write something like if balance equals 0, return true, and then else, right? Return false, and basically, don't do that. The balance equals 0 already is an expression that evaluates true or false. Just return it directly. It's cleaner and faster, and it perfectly catches use cases where the loop finishes and your balance is left hanging at like 2. So let's go through two pretty simple test cases. Let's see. Test case 1 equals is balanced. And then print test case 1. And then we'll do test case 2. And this equals is balanced. And then what should we make this? We'll just make it balanced. Okay. And then, yep, print test case 2. Okay, let's see what happens. Nice. Okay, so we got false and we got true. So the reason this is right is because this is not balanced. You see, you have 1 left, 2 lefts, but you have 1, 2, 3 rights. So there's an extra right bracket. The reason why this is true is because we have equal brackets, left and right. Left, left, right, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the power of a single counter. Simple, readable, highly efficient. Yeah, now before I sign off to enjoy this rare silence, I'll just repeat sort of a quick channel update. We've got a few more awesome AI projects lined up for the channel using Python, but behind the scenes, I've been deep diving into learning Go. So once we wrap up this upcoming AI series, expect to shift for a bit, potentially. We're going to bring that classic DadCode vibe, hopefully, over to Golang and see how it handles concurrency and some backend logic. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. And if you want to subscribe or follow along, leave a comment if you've used this counter trick before and these expression before here. Yeah, always make sure you return at the loop so that you don't get stopped. A lot of people tend to return like right here, and then what happens is it doesn't complete the loop, so you get the wrong value at the end. Just keep those things in mind. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Happy coding. Thanks all the moms and dads out there.